Welcome to Get Out My Head podcast with me, Nick Lefebvre.
And me, David.
And me, Max.
So I'm giving my full name away.
You just gave it away.
Give my full name away.
Anonymous, man.
Yeah, so just follow me on social media.
No one can spell it.
So this is our second episode.
It is.
And I think we've really defined ourselves. We're a podcast about gaming,
We've peaked.
about...
Tech and geek
Yeah,
content.
it's geek culture.
I think it's just clearly defined. There we go.
Yeah,
It rolled off the tongue.
this is the sequel, the nervous sequel to the first.
This is the
sequel.
This is the Empire
Is it-
Strikes Back.
is
This
it-
is the best.
Is it
when it
like,
gets-
is it the
dark.
Aliens and the Empire, or is it going to be Short Circuit 2, another very good sequel? Not
I've never even heard of Short Circuit.
No, right.
oh guys,
I think
it's phenomenal.
You're
Short
showing
Circuit
age.
1
Is this-
sucks.
Is this black and white?
Nope, it's that movie which has that guy who famously is white but makes himself look Indian rather than hiring an Indian actor. There's a whole episode about
wow.
it. What's that film? What's that TV show, Master of None? They have a whole episode about actors that aren't the colour but have to get paid to dress up like one.
Interesting.
So is that
Yeah.
why we're all dressed up this way?
That's why.
I'm not going to give it. I'm not going to give it.
Yeah.
You can use your imagination. Okay, so this is either the worst episode or the best episode of this podcast.
It can't be in the middle. It's going to be one of the
This
two.
is going to swing one way or the other.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start to add a bit more structure as we go through these episodes. It's gonna
The
be
fans have spoken.
It's going to be an organic growth of structure. So we'll see what nets out best. We'll try out a few things. But before we start off with some news, hey?
News.
Oh no! Everything's getting introduced by some sort of weird harmonious thing.
Yeah. So what's happened in that last week?
Right. Well, so you've got a list there.
I've got a list. I'm only
You're asking a question while
I'm
looking at a list.
Yeah.
So I've got about 6 things on my list. So there's like Last of Us 2 just got revealed. Last Guardian got dropped. Rogue One VR, Final Fantasy, this Nintendo Switch Miyamoto thing with Jimmy Fallon came out.
Yep.
And then
didn't see
Guardians of
Jimmy
the
Fallon.
Galaxy.
Very good. So that's the
trailer.
news section
So-
wrapped up.
Right. Fantastic. Let's move
So
on.
we just. I'm trying to help.
No. I thought it was quick fire. I thought it was like just
So
one
we
word.
can, okay,
Come on.
well, we can just go through them. So I think The Last of Us 2 got dropped. Did you see on Reddit that actually Naughty Dog had shown hints of this like 3 months ago?
What? Like in secret?
They'd shown like a tattoo of Eddie's arm holding a knife, and that same tattoo was revealed in the trailer.
Ooh.
But the big thing here is we didn't know what was going to happen for a sequel. There was like, hey, would it be a sequel where it's a time jump massively into the future? Is it going to be a sequel where it just follows on like right after the last scene, or is it going to be a story of a different two individuals in that universe in The Last of Us? But they've revealed it. It is going to be a time jump of about 8 years into the future.
8 years. Okay,
Ellie's
okay.
about 20, and Joel's obviously older.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
Last of Us. I played it.
yeah.
I haven't played it, but I watched the entire playthrough. I watched someone on YouTube playing the entire thing.
You're a modern man, Max.
It's amazing. The story is fantastic. It's more of a movie than a game.
I watched someone
well,
playing.
when you watch it on YouTube, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gameplay is great though.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I watched South Park being played online because that was just like watching a show.
Right. Okay.
There's no.
Yeah.
But The Last of Us, there's some awesome fighting in that.
I don't have
You
a
wanna
PS4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it going to be exclusive?
Yeah,
100%.
God,
Naughty Dog are
I literally
Sony.
feel like I need to buy one now because I really want to play it.
It's. I bought a PlayStation 3 just to play that game.
Yeah.
And it was worth every.
I would do it for
penny.
that and Uncharted. I think those
They're
are
the
the
same
two
company.
exclusives.
They're the same company.
Yeah, but those are the two PlayStation exclusives that I'd be really interested in playing.
I think.
And that VR stuff.
Well. So I think that
have
game is the best kind of post-apocalyptic vision of the future. Like, so you've got Walking Dead, you have, what else do you have? You got Death Tomorrow.
Resistance.
You've got all these kind of
4
films and
million
movies.
PC games that are
Loads of PC games, but I think this one just captures the feel of like, oh my god, this is terrifying. We're fighting for our lives, and it feels really
feels
cool.
real.
It's so
It's a
dark.
great
It feels
story.
dangerous
It
though.
feels
It's
so-
not.
yeah.
You don't feel like a god in it. You don't run around shooting every single like 1,000 horde of zombies.
The
You know.
characters are great. I mean, for me, the worst is like I'm gonna get shit for this, but the Fallout worlds. It's just
Oh, you don't like
a
it?
barren, depressing wasteland full of twats, and I can't stand it.
I agree. I think it's.
I totally agree.
no. I love the game. I think it's great, but
Yeah.
it's not. Doesn't hold up like The Last of Us. It's not the same kind of thing. It's an open world like go and explore and create your own quests. It's Skyrim, but with nuclear.
And
Fallout.
you just feel like ridiculously overpowered and glitchy in Fallout, whereas Last of Us, you're like, okay, I've got to get a bit of cloth and wrap it with some oil and throw it at a zombie. Or like, you're like, just scraping together what I can to get through the world. And Fallout's like, hey, I'm just gonna, oh look, a massive minigun. I'm just gonna glitch this game until I get past this mutant rat.
But like they're very different though. So Fallout's like open world, so it's like you have to build out this like huge landscape, whereas Last of Us is so linear. It's so well crafted. These people have designed a very particular route for you to get a very particular feeling. And I think they nail that.
But that's the funny thing. So one's open world, one's just a linear game, which feels like the more fleshed out world. Last of Us, right?
Well, I've only played 50 minutes of Fallout 3, so
okay,
and that didn't flesh out too much in 15 for me.
I think we're all excited for Last of Us 2.
I am. Yeah.
Okay, so next one, Last Guardian. Last Guardian. None of us have played it. I've watched it.
So you're not a PlayStation man, Max.
No.
Do you know much about the history of this?
So is this the Shadow of the Colossus sequel thing? Yeah, that was one of my favorite games.
You played that?
Oh yeah.
Right.
That was phenomenal.
I had PS2.
That was fun.
Okay.
That was just the most amazing game. That's my favorite kind of thing. Giant monsters. I'm in.
You might like this. Like, I mean, this studio has been pregnant with this game for about 10 years.
Pregnant
with this game. Nick just kissed the mic.
I've never heard of an incubation. Someone like a movie exec just incubating a film, just sitting on a film
they've been pregnant with The Last Guardian for so many years, and we were like, are they going to have this baby, or is it going to be is it never going to come out?
You said that as if everyone uses this frame of reference. It's been an 8-year gestation period. What's gestation mean?
That's the same thing. Yeah,
nice.
Being pregnant with a game.
Max, edit that out again, please.
It's a bit more of it's kind of a negative pregnancy. It's about gestation.
No, like a gestation period is how long you are pregnant for before giving birth.
So this is an 8-year-old child inside the womb still. This has got full hair. It's looking at puberty, starting to like girls, and now it's being born.
Yeah, the problem is the inception of the child had probably a different build and a section of ideas. So it's got some old thinking in it, but it's a new game. It looks amazing. I can't believe,
because every year it was like, is this game being cancelled? And so you're like, nope, still being made, still good. Don't worry about it. And everyone's like, it's dead. But now it's real. And
so
now
this is the game where you're playing as a child, and there's like a giant dog
bird
flies.
Thing.
Yeah. I've seen the trailers for this.
I just don't know whether to watch it or play it, which sounds really bad. Apparently, you get like really attached to the animal, and it's meant to be a magical story. But then I'm like, maybe it's a rental, or I can imagine playing it for 12 hours. And apparently, there's like
you get attached to it, it will die.
Oh no!
Yeah, sorry.
I don't want it.
That's how stories work.
I was hoping like maybe it would morph into like, because it's obviously you find it and it's got spears in it and it's wounded, and I want to know like what world it's living in to have that kind of conflict, because it seems like the world you're in is some kind of maze. There's not much other people.
So there's been no sort of disclosure about what the enemies are going to be in the game or anything like that. Is it going to be more puzzle based?
I think you just need to escape. It looks like a game about escape.
Okay.
And there is puzzles to get out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I don't.
Did you ever play Eco, the game before that?
But that's similar, isn't it?
So I tried playing that one recently because I love Shadow Colossus.
Yeah.
I go and play Eco, and it's so hard to play. You're in an empty castle by yourself, trying to wander around, solve problems. It's kind of very kind of obtuse. It looks very similar to this one, though. I feel like you're going to be by yourself, and then with this animal and trying to like maneuver around a castle to escape or something like that.
I tell you what, one of the best games which had the same kind of mechanics was this game called Prince of Persia, but it's not the Sands of Time one. It was released on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and it was a Prince of Persia game. It's just called Prince of Persia. It's cel shaded, and it was very similar to kind of the mechanics, but that was a gem. That was an absolutely phenomenal game.
Hidden gem.
Hidden gem.
Okay.
Right, next on the list, we have Rogue One VR. Oh, I've actually played this. I've made Nick play it.
So this is not the porn VR experience from last week we were talking about. This is something a little different.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Just want to clear that up.
You just wanted to bring it up.
I just want to bring it up.
So it uses the Battlefront engine. You need Battlefront to play it, but they've dropped free content in anticipation of the film. You get to fly an X-Wing, and you do a mission.
Wow, it's that involved. It's not like an experience, it's an actual gameplay.
So, but basically, actually, the title screen is the best, because when you load the game up, the title screen pops and you see a massive AT-AT basically walk across the screen.
Okay,
and you're looking
great.
and it's like, holy shit. Yeah. It's amazing. And then you press X and you go to this cockpit and you're like going around the X-Wing, and you get in the cockpit, you press a button and you're in space, and you've just come out of a jump. Hyperspace jump.
Yeah.
and you're there, and your whole rebellion friends are like, "Doo, doo, 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 doo," come in, and then you jump out into an asteroid field and a combat zone just to go on a mission. It's sick.
Man.
It's amazing because basically, like, I've done a few cockpit games, like Call of Duty did one before, and then there's Eve, and then there's a few like a one on PlayStation was. But this is amazing. So you look around, the droids behind you. You've got all these buttons in your cockpit, and you can like press them and look at them. But it just feels like really fun. And
is this a full like sit down experience, or do you stand up and walk around?
It's
or anything
a sit
like
down.
That?
It's a sit down, and it's in the cockpit. They've got, if you played the really old X-Wing versus TIE Fighter games, like so geeky, but they have all the buttons where you can like configure the lasers. So like, you know, an X-Wing where it either goes 1, 2, 3, 4, or it does like duo lasers or quad laser fire, and you can customize it in the cockpit. But not many people would know that. And
it's like Job
Oh,
Simulator.
cool.
It's like Job Simulator for X-Wing pilots.
Yeah.
You're in there, you can press any button, it'll do the right thing. But I think this one, so I played it last night.
Okay.
David said he had it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to. I left some of yours, David. I have to come around, pop around, collect it, and then played it. But I think space games are perfect for VR. For VR, so anything that you're in an open space, so VR like creates scale really well. Anything you feel like you're in a massive place, and space is technically, I think, it's the biggest place. So I think it feels great just being in space.
It is the biggest place.
Can I add something? Have you guys seen the Google experience, for the VR experience that they brought out? I don't know if it's Vive exclusive.
No. What
Right,
is it?
so it's Google Earth.
Right. Oh God.
But for VR, it's supposed to be like one of the best experiences you can have in VR at the moment, because you can change scale from being like looking at the entire planet to then standing on top of a building in Manhattan.
It sounds boring.
No.
But is it good? Is it good?
Everything I've seen of it online, people are gasping and like,
Because it just seems like Google Maps with a headset, but it's not. It's something different, right?
Google Maps with a headset.
Like, you know when you zoom into Google Maps really fast and you just go through the satellite view. Is it?
I think it's that, but you really believe you're there.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you can be Spider-Man.
That's just really cool.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. And I, with the Battlefront stuff as well, like I hope they have a whole tab called VR Stories now.
Right.
And I hope that expands, because I'm bored of Battlefront.
Yeah.
But that would be amazing if they could do like, oh, here's this mission or that mission, or here's the famous Death Star mission, or a lightsaber duel. Imagine that. I wonder if you could do VR lightsaber duels multiplayer.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be
I want Jabba the Hutt VR mode, where you're in his palace and you play Jabba, and then people get brought to you and entertain you.
And you can whip the slave.
You can whip the slave, and then you can also open a trapdoor.
Jabba. What's really bad Jabba impression?
Jabba.
It's like Pikachu.
He just goes. Yeah, that's cool. All right, next one. Final Fantasy 15.
So speaking of games that have been incubated or gestating or impregnated with people for
10 years, this one.
10 years.
The last one was that little Final Fantasy 12 when you played that guy with the blonde hair who looked like a walking squirrel. Nope,
not me. Never played that one.
He looked like a little Justin Bieber with blonde hair. Bit weird. With a tail. Unless Justin Bieber's hiding something.
The fans spoke and the audience listened. And the developers listened.
What do people love? Justin Bieber. And what's their favourite animal? Cat.
Whoa. I just had a brainwave. I've got a brainwave.
So this is one of those games that I'm not playing this game. I'm never going to play it. It's come around. Some excuse to buy it. So this is Nick going, have you checked out the whole anime series and the whole movie? And I was like, oh, that sounds really good.
I was prodding. Have you seen this content you can watch and consume? And if you want to, there's a game that has a 72-hour battle at the end of it, David. This could keep you going for days.
That turns me right off. That almost made me not want to do it. But when I watched the anime and I've...
Yeah, so when you complete the game, you can go back. The new one, you can go... 15, you can go back, and there's a boss battle that takes 72 hours to...
I don't believe it. I think there must be some way to speed it up.
I don't know. I guess no one's really finished it yet. It's not been out for long enough for people to finish that.
I don't want to hit.
That's insane.
I mean, how could that be entertaining?
So did you ever play Gran Turismo? Because there was a race on there that you had to literally do a 70-something lap race.
Oh, yeah.
And by lap 1 or 2, you've won. Like, you're already lapping people.
Yeah.
So you've just got to put the hours in there to get around it.
So I used to do that. You'd buy the Pikes Peak Escudo version, whatever that was, like a big truck thing, you would get some blue tack and glue down X on your controller and let it just ride the wall of this oval and just like leave for 2 hours, go out, come back, and you're done.
And then get that sweet credit.
Oh yeah.
So I've just Googled this, and it seems like to take down the mountain tortoise, it can take about 50 minutes with a character at level 69 using buffs and max start combo attacks. So
Is that a 72-hour battle that I was talking about?
so it goes, unless you go AFK for 71 hours, there's no way the fight will last this long.
Well, I bet any
God.
fight could take 72 hours if you're really bad. Like, if you stand there,
Yeah.
it will never progress.
I mean, I think the last boss in Dark Souls took me about 3 weeks of just banging my head against the wall to get it. So
that's probably why.
yeah.
You should have been playing it.
So
72 hours.
basically, the anime is so good, and I've just learned to love these characters, and I'm like, I want to know their story now. I'm just hooked by the characters.
You're sold by the world. You're into it.
I'm into
Is there a game that you watch TV shows based on or watch movies based on? Like, I guess Pokemon. I watched that when I was a kid. The show was great. The game came first, right? With Pokemon. It was the game came out.
Yeah, it
And
was
then-
called Pokemon
Or what was the
Monsters,
trading
right?
cards first?
Oh, I don't know. Or was it all together? Was it like
It was a
big-
Transformers kind of gig. It was like a whole merchandise,
The whole
TV
thing.
gig. You know,
Interesting.
But this, like, the anime is great. I absolutely love it, and I feel like now I need to play the game, but I can't just invest that much time. Like these big Japanese
How long is
role-playing
the
games.
story?
I think it's like 40 hours, but
Okay.
but
It's quite long.
it's not as long as they used to be.
It's like longer than GTA 5.
I mean, I remember playing Final Fantasy VII. I played through that multiple times. Ruby weapon, Emerald weapon, Knights of the Round, summon all material. Like I just loved. I could just play that again and again, but I don't think I could do that now.
My save game corrupted twice halfway through.
Oh, the most embarrassing
me.
story. I got Final Fantasy VII on the PC, and there's this part of it where you're fighting Rufus on top of a skyscraper, and it says press start to kind of continue through this scene. I'd never pressed the start button the whole game until that point, and I couldn't figure out how to press the start button. And in the instructions, it didn't show which key was bound to start, and key binding
PC,
didn't work.
right.
And it ended up being 5, the number 5. And I just remember buying a PlayStation, and I just remember playing, because I was really young, and I just remember playing the game again and again until that fight, and I just thought the game was like broken.
Oh, no.
And then I got a PlayStation, and it said press start to continue, and I was like, oh my god! And I pressed start, and I was like, I've never seen what happens after this moment, and it was like such a kind of blissful experience. So
that's painful.
Did I tell you a story about when I had a Game Boy when I was younger? I didn't realize you could buy new games for it because I was quite young. So I played this one game, Donkey Kong Country 2, for like 2 years straight. And I just like dedicated myself to it. But I could never get past a certain part of the game. You need Krog coins or something, like a certain number of Krog coins. And so like I managed to convince my dad if I did enough homework and did enough like chores around the house, he would let me ring the helpline on the back of the game.
Right.
And I was like, okay, here we go. So I was like so young, maybe like 8 years old, so I don't know, 6 years old.
This is before you could Google the problem.
Exactly, yeah. You could get game magazines, and I was like, round at friends' house, like, oh, is it talk about Donkey Kong Country 2? Like, no, never.
Yeah.
And then so one day I was allowed to ring this phone line for like, it was like when I was £3 a minute phone line, but I was like, okay.
Geez.
But I was like, I just worked this angle on him. And then I rang them up and I was like, hey, yeah, so looking for some help on Donkey Kong Country 2, Krog's Island, actually. I'm trying to get past this part. And she was like, is the game broken or is it just, what's wrong? And I was like, oh, I just want to get past this level. She's like, we can't help you with that. That's a ridiculous comment. It was like, and then she was like, yeah, no. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry. I presume this helpline could tell you everything about the game. Like they were the experts.
They should be
This was like
able
a
to.
call center just if the game was broken.
Well, yeah.
But I was like counting on this like last hope to save me through this level. And then I realized you get more.
It's
games
like
for
when you have that one called in prison, or like that one,
Yeah, exactly.
that one last bit of change to phone home, and someone
Don't hang up on me.
please, yeah. There's things that you do when you're a kid, and I look back at it. Like I remember there was this game, like you remember Wipeout.
Yeah.
So in PC Gamer, they did like a 2-page spread on Wipeout and gave it really good scores. And they used to do comments in the middle of the game, like point, like like they'd be like Star Wars would be called lukewarm, or it would be like Wipeout was called like pointed. But I thought the big word was the name of the game, so I was trying to find a game called Pointed, and I was like phoning up all these obscure. Are you stocking Pointed? They're like, we don't know this game. But when I finally got the game as well, it was done by Psychosis, like really cool game developers, and I went into multiplayer. And I got 2 controllers. I got all the kit from the store, and I went to multiplayer, and I didn't understand like LAN or all these options. So I was like, "How do I play multiplayer?"
Well, you phoned them up.
I phoned them up, and I was like, "I've got 2 controllers," and they were like, they didn't understand the game, and I didn't understand you couldn't do local co-op. It confused me, and I didn't understand what the internet was either. So everything was new
to you. They had to start. So I was like, son, take a seat. Have you heard of the internet? Let me start a long time ago.
But I want to play with my friends. I still have that. I want to play couch co-op on so many games, and games are like, no.
Yeah, that's the worst part on PC gaming, because PC gaming just doesn't really cater for it at all. You get like a very select few games that have got local co-op.
Yeah.
What's that game? I bought a game last night called Overcooked.
Oh man,
I love it. It's a cooking game.
I really want to play that.
Yeah,
that looks really fun.
It's so much fun. David was busting balls on chopping onions there. He was like, those onions aren't getting chopped. So each person has a different part of the kitchen.
One,
4-player.
Yeah,
you take stuff, you chop it up, you put it in, you plate food, and you have to like work together. And it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's
a good party.
I was a bit drunk, so but like basically there's like the thing is the game has a rhythm of like take onion, pass it to people chopping, people chop, put it in pan put on plate goes out to be served. But then there's things that occur which screw up the rhythm, like the plates are dirty, and that's a much longer. You had to like run it across the whole side of the kitchen to the other, and it disrupts the whole flow, and then you bump into people and everything.
It's chaos, right?
Anger.
It's a chaos party game.
It's chaos. And then stuff happens, like it's hard enough by itself. And there's like, earthquake happening. And now the house is tilting.
Yeah.
And like all the places slide down. So,
that's amazing.
So I think it's hard enough and good enough with a basic kitchen.
But
they make it so much harder than these. Like level 2 is like, you've got that now. You're good with that. Let me throw in some harder things. Like, nope. We're having arguments here in real life. Like we are fighting each other.
Yeah.
Don't make it any harder for us.
And then there's one of the things that's really hard to. You can tell who you are because you know that when you press up, your character's moving up, but you don't know who you're working with. So it's not like red, green, or blue character. So I was like, for God's sake, can you do this? And I found out I was like shouting at like Nick's girlfriend, and I was like, oh, that's really bad because she was really nice. And like, it's been getting.
Just shows the real you, David. It shows the real you.
Well, I'd never cook, so real life. I'm just crap at digital and real life cooking.
Yeah.
So the next thing's Nintendo Switch. Jimmy Fallon and
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon, not Fallon.
Oh, I thought you said Jeremy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon was basically showing off Mario Run, Super Mario Run, and also the Nintendo Switch.
Did you guys watch the video?
So Super Mario Run is the iOS game, right?
It comes out on the 15th. When's that?
That is in
this week.
Well, it's a week's time.
And Miyamoto was there. He was there. Pretty cool.
Cool.
The creator of Mario, Zelda, anything else?
Oh yeah, loads of them. And like
Nintendo,
and the little bug things. Pikmin, yes.
Oh yeah.
And loads.
He's like the creator of childhood. He's probably one of the most. I'm so glad that man was born.
Or maybe
like, can you imagine if he wasn't born?
Maybe he's like this evil guy who's like, no one else can have an idea apart from me.
Or like, how about this? How about a plumber who's got a brother who's like, my idea. That's mine. I thought of that yesterday, actually.
I'd love to know his thought process. What sparks an idea, like, and how he presents it. How he presents the seed of an idea to his team.
But how is he so convincing that people are like, shit, sounds good to me. Yeah. Sounds good, like a plumber, a middle-aged Italian plumber.
Did you see
sounds good.
I found the whole presentation very awkward and staged, though. Like, Jimmy Fallon was like, oh, yeah, it's so fun. And you could tell, like, he was trying to be dynamic, but the other guy was, like, less charismatic and witty.
Oh, that's a shame. I feel like Jimmy Fallon's normally quite good in those situations.
He is good, but you could tell he was not free-flowing.
Right.
Like,
this guy's, like, doing a press conference, like, So what I'm showing you here today is the Nintendo Switch, the next generation. Like he had a script he was working for, and Jimmy Fallon's like trying to cut in with like, "Oh, haha, this is good." And the guy was like, just pauses his script for a second, and then so the graphics on the machine.
And you could just tell. Like when he was playing the game, I think he was. Everyone was like overly optimistic and positive.
Pessimistic, I like that.
Positive
Just
about him. So he'd get some coins, like and he's like so happy, like yay. But you could tell he was not like that happy in himself, because that would be bizarre if you were that happy about.
It's just secretly really sad.
Well, that's how most people are playing that game, though. This is a mobile game to play on the tube, so you're not going to be in a great place.
Right, and you were saying earlier that it's going to be pay to win? Pay to win, or is it like lots of microtransactions?
I don't know. I don't think we know what it is exactly yet. But I think we know that you can pay money once you've bought the game. The game's £10.
£10?
That's cool. If it's £10, I'm not paying anything more.
Yeah, but
it's an auto-running...
Is it?
Yeah, endless runner.
Yeah.
All you can press is Mario automatically goes forward, and you press jump.
Okay.
And
can you
so
duck?
No. You can only
terrible.
jump.
You must be able to hold and tap.
You can short jump or long jump, but if you jump against a wall, you'll jump off it. So you can do like you can do kind of like Z jumps up walls.
Okay.
So
yeah, that sounds kind of fun.
I mean, I have
style.
a limit of amount of games I can play on my phone at once. So if I have more than 3 games, I can't manage it.
Yeah.
I think that's probably too many for most people.
Because the games that I get into are like these very time-consuming
digital whale
games.
I think most people play games for like short-term enjoyment, like in downtime. Whereas David, you play mobile games as like, this is I'm going to sit down and play 4 hours of a mobile game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I've gotten into a few of those games where it's like a lot of microtransaction heavy type things, but also like big time-consuming iOS games.
Yeah.
Things like King's Road. We played King's Road.
No.
That's pretty good. That's pretty fun.
So Boom Beach was one. Boom Beach.
Clash of Clans.
Yeah, I played
These
that
aren't the
as
same
well.
things.
But the thing is, I play them for, a month, maybe 2 months, get super into it. I'm like, ooh, maybe I should spend some money. And then normally I end up like spending about £4 on some gems or some bullshit like
That's
that.
way
and
less
then
than you've actually spent.
I give up almost immediately afterwards. I'm just like, I've sold my soul. This isn't fun anymore.
Tell me the top 3 games you spent the most on mobile.
Money-wise, Clash of Clans, which was the same situation, King's Road, and then Star Wars Galaxy Heroes.
Yeah, we'll get into Star Wars. Like, did you hear yesterday there was someone in California that has apparently spent $1 million on Game of War?
Yes!
Oh, no,
Yeah.
what was it?
Yeah, you sent that to
But
us.
he stole the money.
Yeah.
No, he stole $5 million.
Wow.
And then invested $1 million in Game of War.
That's incredible.
Hell. I did this thing where Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is a massive vice of mine. Like it's the only mobile game that I've brought and it's kept me hooked, and I love it because Star Wars universe. I've got a guild going on. It's really fun to play, but they keep releasing new content, and I think once I spent a new character came out that I really wanted.
Who was that?
It was Clone Commander Cody, and I was waiting for
That
it for
fan
ages.
favorite, Clone Commander Cody. We all know and love Clone Commander Cody.
He's the guy who executes Order 66.
Article 50 of Brexit.
And he's the one who almost kills General Kenobi.
Wait, so is this a real person from a film, or is this like someone
he's from
from
episode 3? He's the
Episode
yellow.
3.
He's the yellow clone trooper with a helmet, and he is the one who opens
I know
up
who he is, 'cause I-
in the palm of his hand. He opens up a small projection of the Empire, and the Empire goes, "Execute Order 66 now."
Is that
And
his
then-
only line?
Or some? It's probably
He's got one
even
line.
less than that.
Oh, that's-
no. He spends other things. He chats to I think he chats to Django Fett a bit. He chats to.
I mean, there's a lot of characters in this game
Yeah.
who don't even have a single line in the movies.
regardless, I spent about 300 quid or 200 quid on it because I wanted
What?
it. Wow. And then this thing called no, I'm not joking. And
Do you want me to bleep that out?
No, and then this thing called mods came out as well, and like basically the whole
How
game.
much did you spend on mods?
It was basically 200 to 300 quid
Dude.
on this. Yeah, so basically I spent it. I felt awful afterwards, and then basically they released a patch the following week, which basically meant anything that you'd invested in. Like they changed mods completely so that they used to be really powerful, and then they completely diluted their power by about 5-fold. So then I went to Apple and I was like, I've just spent all this money.
Oh, this is like the example on the back of the game disc. You rang them up.
I rang them up and I said,
I'm not completely satisfied with this
How do I
product.
get more crow coins?
I said, I bought something. The product has changed in a week, so I want money back. And they said, oh, that must be really annoying, certainly. And they just credited my account for
Fantastic.
300 quid.
What?
Yeah, they gave
So
it all
now
back.
you're on zero. You're on zero cash flow.
Yeah, so
zero.
I'm nominal cash. So basically, so I settled. So the good thing is that I still kept the Commander Cody shards. So I still got my character. And I
So you
got
didn't
the
have to
money
give
back.
anything back in terms of like the game content.
No, it's
that
too
you got.
complicated for them. Like,
Yeah,
because
that's
it's
easy.
gone into crystals, and then crystals have been converted into all this other currency.
So you're going to reinvest now? Are you going to put that 300 back in
to be
again?
honest,
Why
I've
are you
already-
saying invest? Like you're going to get money
I've
back from
already-
it.
enjoyment.
I've already probably sunk that much in microtransactions.
Okay,
let's
so
face it.
can I draw a line in the sand here? We're finished with news, and we're moving on to the main feature of the day, which is digital whaling.
Yeah.
I think having met David, he's the first. So working in technology,
Yeah.
we often talk about this idea of a digital whale. This is somebody. So 80% of the people, 80% of the revenue of often kind of tech products is generated by 20% of the people who use it. And then there is a
That's you,
0.2% of those people qualify as digital whales. And these are the people who spend so much money that these are the people you want. These are the real customers of real value. And I was like, these are a mythical people that I've never heard of, but I talk about a lot. And like, the figures and the stats, they show they exist. And then I met David and I found one.
So I've
David is a digital
Do
whale.
you know what? And
Make
the sad
money
thing,
from it.
Exactly.
The sad thing is, I'm actually not like in my guild. There's a few people who are infamous in the game. One's called Skycrack, the other's called Mace Windu, and
these people are characters.
they're people.
These are real people.
Real people.
Someone
and
Mace Windows playing this.
playing this. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, confusing. Anyway, regardless, when a new character came out from Rogue One called Baze, and basically to get him, he had the lowest drop rate. And to get him, people calculated you need to spend about $2,500 to get him. And there were people who got him on day one. So these people are like throwing money in it. Ships came out recently. People have got 7-star maxed out ships, and it takes like we chat to these guys, and they're like, "Hey, it's about $2,000, $3,000."
And they've paid this money.
They paid the money.
So
So,
do you think these-
I'm actually a dolphin. I'm not a whale. Is what I'm trying to say.
Do you think that these people are making any money? Do you think they're making ad revenue from like YouTube content if they're creating
I think
that?
they're
Or
just very wealthy people. But actually, there's one guy who it's really bad in the game. Every now and again, you'll see someone just type a message going, "Guys, game's taken over my life. I have to leave." But one guy left this message, and it was 2 paragraphs long, and he went, "So I've got something to tell you guys. I've got a wife and 2 kids, and I've spent over the last year £10,000 or $10,000 on this game. This is money that I've hidden from my family. We're actually quite poor, and I've spent it all in this game, and I've
my
had to
God.
like not spend money on stuff we've really needed as a family, like I don't know, new clothes for the kids for school or holiday money, and I've kind of siphoned it away." And just told them that money's slow and I have to quit. And then he tried to sell his account. No one wanted to buy it, and it was like,
oh my,
I
that's so
know,
depressing.
so
It's
that I
really
watched
not
that.
investing in it then.
Yeah. So basically, the thing is, like, okay. So here's the thing: the game is phenomenal, and it's great to be free to play, and the content is one. You can be just as good, but just wait maybe a month or 2 behind the whales, because whales are just impatient people that want to be very, very powerful immediately. So that's what you're paying for.
Power immediately.
Unlimited power. You can get characters and squads in the game which are just as competitive, but just more people have access to them. So it's a silly concept. But the great thing is, if you're a free-to-play player, it's a great game to play because you're getting all this content which is being funded by a very small amount. So you should love the whales, because they're basically making sure that this CG gaming are getting all this money to keep funding in new content.
I guess so, yeah.
You
So,
get
but,
updates like every week.
Without the whales, there wouldn't be a game.
but the games are built around making them addictive. So the ones that are free, they're creating like the what do you call it? Endorphin hits.
Yeah, it's
Like
gambling.
it's gambling, and they're
Yeah.
trying to design it so that you'll pay money.
There's a few interesting mechanics. Like when we were playing Rocket League with you, and you had like 20 like crates sitting there earned from your effort and time.
Yeah, I put the effort in. I just had to cash. I had to spend a little money to open them.
And you need to buy some keys.
Like I'd done the hard work.
Yeah.
The hard work had been done. I'd earned those crates. Just a little bit of money to open them. A little bit of money to open them.
And that's they like do these little things where like, oh, there's like 50% off, but in that it's like just buy a key.
But these are all digital
Yeah.
things that don't really exist. This is all
However,
creating supply and demand that doesn't exist.
With these games, these are games you've already paid money to play, so this is like extra sort of pay, but it's not pay to win because it's just skins.
So wait a second. There's a difference.
Yeah.
So I don't get this. There's a difference in what. So
if you got a
pay to win is different from.
From like pay to customize.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a
Cosmetics.
difference.
So
it's
Rocket League, you
cosmetic-
get skins and decals and wheels. And
that
stuff like
doesn't help you play the game
Doesn't
better.
change it at all.
Just makes the kind of experience more customized and enjoyable
You
potentially.
can look cool.
Yeah.
That's valuable to me.
Yeah.
So and then the
It's
other
the
side
Same
is
as like
moving
League of
decal.
Legends, you get different skins for your characters, but the entire game is free to play.
Like
the other side of that is pay to win.
Yeah.
And
So
what's
you
that
got
mean?
like you got free to play,
Yeah.
which is normally pay to win. So if you get an iOS game that you download for free, you haven't paid any money to be able to play it, then normally all of the microtransactions mean that you can pay to win.
So if Mario make us pay 10 quid for this game and then charge microtransactions,
I don't know what the microtransactions would be for.
probably maybe like you die in a level and you get to revive.
Ooh,
Or-
energy. Yeah, it's going to be
or
like
stars, or maybe like,
triple,
crates.
or
See,
triple rewards.
you know, like in Mario, where at the end of a level you get to, and you have like a randomly circulating box with
yeah.
like mushrooms, stars, da 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 da. You jump and you get one.
Yep.
That's like almost exactly how these games work.
like
right?
try again for 8 gems.
Exactly, and one gem.
We sell
is-
them in boxes of 7 gems.
Yeah, that's another thing, right? So you can buy keys or coins or currency in the game, and it's not the same as real currency because it kind of your mind separates it from what money you're really spending.
Yeah.
And you can never buy it in like normal quantities.
I hate the games that use energy. Like Candy Crush did that. So you can only play a certain amount of times before it's like, oh, you need to spend money to keep playing now.
Yeah,
Or wait 2 hours.
Galaxy of Heroes has every single addictive loop.
It is, yeah. But you can do it for free, and you can do it pretty legit.
But do you
pretty
enjoy
well
it
for
more?
free.
So like with the Rocket League stuff, like
Yeah.
I spent maybe £15 extra on the game, but
Yeah.
I really
And the
really
rest.
enjoyed £15 extra on the game. I'm sticking with that number. Max, bleep this out as well, actually. But that was like a communal experience. We all got around and we were trying to like, oh, let's see this like spin wheel and what's gonna land on.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. But I guess that
it's fun.
that some people like can do that without spending more and more on it. And other people,
That's a game you know you're going to spend a lot of time playing.
yeah.
And you want that Universal Mystery decal to come up.
I really want that mystery decal.
Yeah.
When I played Dota 2 for a bit, like
Yeah.
they have all the cosmetics and some of the you can get like weapons that glow and you look really different and cool and you're like, yeah, I want to be like I love this hero. I
Yeah.
really like playing it. I want to look sick. I want people
Yeah.
to know that when they see me, they should be afraid because I've spent money on this hero
Yeah.
because I'm that confident in it.
Yeah.
I think in essence, if you see a guy in Rocket League and
I
he's
love
got like
that.
this
I
moving
love that.
decal,
Yeah.
and this ridiculous chassis,
Yeah.
you are intimidated.
But there's one have you heard the phrase all the gear, no idea?
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than a bad player who's like invested so much money in making his stuff look
totally.
good. And I think that's very funny.
That is
Yeah.
very funny.
So like there's like you see
That
like
is
Batman
so
cars
funny.
playing at low level and it's just like
Yeah.
oh okay.
But those are only like £2, I think.
That's digital whale in my opinion. You've
okay.
gone in, you're in the cycle, you're in the loop.
I love Rocket League, man.
No, it's good.
So I think, yeah, digital whaling. So I'm going to keep on waiting. I am a dolphin. I'm not a whale.
So what are you then, Max? Are you a whale or a dolphin?
No,
He's
not
like
at
a
all. I'm
little-
nothing.
Are you a
What? You
I'm
think
good.
of
Like
anything?
I've barely spent any money. I don't think I've actually spent any money on Star Wars.
Just at Christmas, they're doing some kind of deals. You can get
You're
some-
trying to sell me right now.
Hey, first try is free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
next
I'm
time.
happy playing this for free.
But there's one thing. There's another aspect of this, though, right? So these games now are being made, and then they're going to last for years. So you're going to play this game for years. So they need
so.
they need a way to like keep making money. You can't buy a game once and then play it 5 years later, and they're going to still keep developing for it.
What about Valve? But I guess it's tough because Valve like keep developing their IP, but they're making money other ways.
They've got to have a reason to keep making stuff for it, and that's like these little purchases.
It's like some companies seem to make so much money they can have little side projects, but some companies only have these games and they've got to milk the crap out of it to turn a profit. You know? You've got different philosophies and mentalities. Some people are really happy about dishing out free content. Like, oh, it's fine. Let's just do like the whole VR thing with Battlefront. That was a free content update. Like even on Star Wars, they do like expansion launches, which you don't pay for. It gets really blurred, doesn't it?
It's difficult, but I guess there's a whole thing around how do you combat piracy? How do you get people keep paying stuff? I don't know. I think if it's done right, I'm okay with it. But some of these mobile games are really done to kind of like
the mobile games are the worst.
To wear you out.
Every single one nowadays, like there's thousands and thousands of games that are free, and they will charge you for gems, and all the gems look the same. Like, it's worryingly similar how many ideas are stolen.
Did you see the South Park episode about how to create a mobile game?
No.
It's really good. They just show, like, the addictive behaviour. We have to have some part in the game which is really frustrating, some currency that lets you get past it, and that currency costs money, and there has to be some addictive kind of satisfying small thing you do, like lining up poops, or like, and like 3 poops in a row and you get, like, I don't know, a hanky, or I don't know, it's like weird, and then they make one. And they make loads of money.
Yeah, South Park generally nail those kind of things.
Yeah.
So we have another segment of the show. And so last week we gave our email address, and we had so much response. So much response, we can read out one email. One email this week. So maybe this segment expands over time. Maybe we just get one really high quality email each week.
Yeah.
So this week we had an email from Kate. Max, do you want to read the email from Kate?
Yeah, Kate asked, I'm going home for the holidays. I want to play some games other than Monopoly with my family this year. Have you got any advice? Thanks, Kate.
It's so nice that email just isn't abusive or weird. Thanks,
It's
Kate.
the one that we got that wasn't.
I want to protect you guys from the world. Some people do want to see the world just burn. Kate doesn't, which is great.
Thank you,
So
Kate.
thanks for Kate. Thanks, Kate, for that one. So I personally, I follow her problem. I understand it. Monopoly is like the go-to game at Christmas in my family, and I don't know. I played it a lot.
Yeah, you can't do it every year.
Yeah.
You've got to play something different.
I know. I
So,
do. I just go for the blue ones every time.
Last week we played Settlers of Catan.
Yes.
That was the first time I'd ever played it.
Yeah, that was good.
That was great fun. First time for you as well?
Yeah, first
I
time.
love
So So that Settlers of Catan, I've heard it sounds nerdier than it really is.
It does.
It's like a mix of Risk and Monopoly, but people have been saying to me it's like a really well received game. People really like it.
Definitely.
I think it's a really, really good game. I have a learning curve in the family. So, like, for example, my mum's partner would not be able, not because he's mad, but because he just like doesn't understand games, or like the attention span isn't there to explain
he's
rules.
got a soggy curve,
But like
a droopy curve.
These, like, I bought a Wii back. And the bowling game was just like fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
They were like getting on it because it's easy, but this is like, oh, it's the rules of if you can win this way or that way, and they would just be like, I've never experienced anything in my life. They don't play games. They're like, I don't know, like, how can you do something with so many rules?
It's so true. I think that if I tried to have to explain the rules of Settlers of Catan to someone, my family would just like be off. They would not listen to me for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But it's easier than Monopoly, though. I think the rules are easier,
It's
but
not-
people are
it's
just
not,
so
'cause Monopoly roll
Everyone
dice.
knows Monopoly.
Yeah, that's the reason.
And that's what people say.
already have learnt it.
Yeah.
And whereas this game, I feel is easier, and more fun.
But can you imagine getting your entire family to listen to you for
It's
more than
not
10
easy.
seconds
You
and
needed
explain the rules?
We needed to watch a 5-minute video and play for a game to get the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
It's like-
but it was worth it. It was great
Yeah.
fun after that. So if you have an understanding family who is going to listen to you explain the rules to them, and you're willing to learn them yourself.
And I think what I like about Settlers is it's a game which is less driven by chance. So I think you get less rage if there's more tactics in it.
Yeah.
But if someone's just lucky and it's like punishing you with their luck, it's like Risk has been a family. When I was a kid, I used to play it, and it was like me and my mum would lock ourselves in the loo because Dad was like really.
God.
He was like
That sounds like
no,
a really strange relationship.
because he like always he rolled the dice in a way that was so like cocky, and he'd be like rock them and be like he'd always win as well, and we were like, why do you always win? And I'd cry.
It sounded more like The Shining to me, though. It was like we locked ourselves in the bathroom and then
Red rum.
Yeah. Have you ever, so last Christmas, not my family, but we played Monopoly, but the phone version where you Bluetooth or something together. And so each person has their phone here, and it's got like animations and stuff. And
So it's like just a sort of video game version of Monopoly.
yeah, and then you got
That
5
sounds
people in the
kinda
room, and Yeah, I don't know why I'm
And
saying
you don't
this.
have to talk.
Yeah,
you can
you
all
have to
sit there in
talk.
silence.
Yeah,
and
you
play.
can just say text chats to each other. And that doesn't make the game better, by the way. So
No.
if someone recommends playing Monopoly but digitally, it's a no. It's a flat no.
No.
I really want the Monopoly man animatedly giving me a card. Like, that's bizarre.
He's so cocky. You can imagine him just like jumping around like a little leprechaun.
Also,
Just the
one of the
money
best
bags.
parts of Monopoly is deception, hiding a bit of money.
It's not. That's why it's not.
You can't. The digital stuff doesn't let you be a thief. Like, it's not good.
That's true. You can't cheat.
Is
Yeah.
there an equivalent of Wii Bowling? Is it Wii Bowling you're talking about?
Yeah.
So I'd say Settlers of Catan is a good one.
VR
Yeah.
is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of. I had a team meeting recently, and it just entertained everyone.
Yeah, because VR is not just solo. You can see what the person is doing on the screen, so
Yeah.
everyone can be involved in it. And
Definitely.
Okay.
There
Yeah,
is
it's
another
good fun.
approach you can take at Christmas, which is the just find a buddy and get deep into a game. So I did a Diablo 3 kind of couple of hours last year with someone that was like that was very good.
In your family, or just like
someone at the
oh, you
so-
select somebody.
you snipe-
You tap them on the shoulder, and they've been selected for the 1v1.
You snipe, so basically you're still having family fun,
Yeah.
but you're playing a proper game. You're playing, so you're still being sociable. Like playing games on Christmas Day is sick as well.
Yeah.
I remember when it was when I used to play Team Fortress Classic, they used to change all the grenades to presents on Christmas Day, and I remember loving it.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I
Yeah.
like those little Christmas touches they put in games.
How much did you pay for that, David? I spent £300 on that privilege.
Have you guys heard of a game called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes?
Yes.
Yes,
No.
that is fun at
Yes,
Christmas.
you played it.
I haven't.
The bomb one where you
No, that's
defuse.
exploding kittens. It's
No,
different.
the VR one when you've got to defuse a bomb.
That is
Yeah.
a great game at
So
Christmas.
describe that. 'cause
Right, so
that's
it's
fantastic.
available on PC and Mac and probably consoles as
It's
well.
on VR, PlayStation VR.
Oh,
yeah.
you get a VR version as well. So
Oh,
if
so
you've
it's
got,
not VR. This is a non-VR version of
it,
this.
you can
I
play
haven't played it.
non-VR if you
Oh,
want.
this is great
We've
for
done
families.
it in VR.
So, yeah,
So the
if-
person with the headset.
If you have a laptop, you get it on Steam.
Yeah.
And yeah, so basically you got your entire family playing. You print out what's like a booklet of instructions, which seems daunting, but they are, each person gets one page and it tells you how to solve a different part of this sort of bomb defusal. And one person plays on the laptop and has to defuse the bomb, but they have to describe
Yeah.
what they're seeing to everyone else. So you might be like, okay, I see 4 wires here, one of them's green, and then someone will be like, oh, I've got the wire page. I'll tell you how to diffuse the wires.
It must be like very much having to speak to a bomb defusal person and being on the other line.
oh yeah, on the
Yeah.
phone, yeah.
Or like, you know, the movies
But-
where someone's flying a plane, like the pilot's dead,
Yeah.
and they have to talk to ground control, and they're like, okay, you haven't flown this plane before, like, member of the public.
Yes.
But we'll talk you through what you have to do. It's
Yeah.
like that kind of thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah, on VR it's great because you can actually see the bomb.
Yeah.
And no one, like, they're all just speaking to you, so it feels very immersive. But it's quite tense because we had this one where it's like, if there's 2 red wires, go to step B. If one of those wires is in this position, do this. If there's none of this type of wire, then you have to mix these things to get the answer. And like,
It becomes chaos.
I remember like your poor girlfriend.
oh, what did you do this?
David
time?
used her again.
I cut the wrong wire and the bomb like exploded, and I was like, Chrissy, why
Do
you're
you not
so close?
understand the stakes here. Also, if it explodes in VR, it feels much more real than explodes on a
Yeah,
laptop.
but you just still do freak out. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of pressure and a lot
I
of
love
tension,
that idea.
and everyone's shouting over each other. It's great for like chaos Christmas fun.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
So that would be great fun. Also the cooking one.
The
that we
cooking
were
one,
talking
exactly.
about.
That'd be great. That's 4
Really good
people. I
fun.
think that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I quite like the idea of a long Christmas game. I think Settlers is actually. I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might as well. I might get it for my brother. Oh, can you listen to this? Chris, don't listen to this. Turn off your mic. Am I getting it for
I'll
him?
bleep it out.
Yeah, I'm not getting the Snapchat spectacles because they're too expensive and they're not in the UK, so you can get a board game instead.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd love that.
I think inappropriate Christmas games.
Striptease, strip poker,
Yeah, that's-
family strip poker.
Yeah, that's never been
Avoid that
a
one.
great one.
Yeah.
Anything like FIFA or something like that.
I
Like
hate
some
that.
kind. Yeah.
Okay, so to
Yeah.
recap, physical games, we're saying Settlers of Catan.
Yeah.
Does that exploding bomb thing count as a physical game now? So does
It kind of does because you get a lot of sort of print out things that everyone's got to
You
do.
don't want.
nuts.
What I'm saying actually, you don't
Only
want
one
anything with
person.
steep learning curve.
Yeah.
don't.
So FIFA, Street Fighter, anything where you can get
something
deep
your
in-
mum can play. You want something that someone who can't
Yeah.
play with a controller.
Something
Someone
your
who-
mum
a
can
dual-
play.
Hello.
You also might like not want to be getting everyone looking at a screen on Christmas Day. You want to kind of interact, and you
The tough thing
want
is,
to.
you've got to get a game which is for the. Do you get one which is for the lowest kind of user? So let's say you've got someone who's just dense. Are you going to have to choose the game which is acceptable
With a soggy learning curve.
With a soggy.
Well, you might also have like young kids in the family if you're going home for Christmas.
Yeah.
So you might want to.
Well, David classes those as dense. That's what
right. So the dense people.
No, I do agree. I think
There's fun board games for that as well. Like Scattergories is quite a fun board game thing to get everyone riled up at
I
Christmas.
hate middle of the road board games.
Really?
Like
Oh, what these
Boggle
offshoots? There's a
and-
part in the 90s where all these weird games came out, like Umbro.
Hasbro.
No, what's that name where you have,
Umbro is a football.
when you have the there's
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
right.
a football. Yeah.
no Umbo, or it's like
I
you
think
have,
David's
you have
broken.
like dice with letters on them, and you roll them, and then it tells you what to do.
I've never heard of
I don't
this.
know.
It's
It
got
sounds
like
like,
a
sounds
red-
like some middle of the mall shit that I don't want to play.
Yeah, no, it's that. It's that.
No, but yeah, I think that I want to play something good. And because you have to at Christmas kind of play something everyone can play.
Oh,
You
I've
can-
got the
how many
best
games of
game.
Jenga can you-
I've got the
Right,
best
go on.
game, hands down.
Okay.
This is the greatest Christmas game ever. We play Impossible Pictionary.
Oh,
Right?
yay.
You split up into two teams, and you write down a load of like things for the other team to draw, and you put them in a hat and give them
Yeah.
a hat. But you try and come up with the most impossible
Yeah.
stuff for them to draw. So you might do like the inside of a ping pong ball,
Oh, whoa.
which
That's
would,
really easy to draw.
well, you
No,
could.
it's not.
Yeah, it's
not for
you
somebody
show
to
a
guess
ping
it.
pong
Someone
ball,
has
you
to
cut it
say
in half.
the inside of a ping pong ball. You have to get them to say the
I
word.
think that's easy, man.
Okay,
The meaning of life
the
would be
Crusades.
a hard one. Yeah, the Crusades. No, that's easy. I'm gonna kick your ass at it.
Oh,
I love the game. I'm
we'll
into it
play
already.
this.
I'm into it already.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It is brilliant.
We do it at work, and we have like all these weird acronyms, and we have to like guess what they are. You know, like, it's like layers beneath layers.
Yeah.
But David's a designer, so it's cheating. Like his job is to draw stuff that people know what it is.
Well,
I
hope,
guess you're-
hope is pretty hard.
Yeah, hope.
Oh.
Like concepts. Are
Yeah.
hard, like poverty
ideas.
or life.
Yeah.
Because you can kill a person, but you can't kill an idea.
You can't draw any symbols, really.
Yeah, ambition.
Yeah. See, yeah.
I draw like
But people really struggle.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun.
That sounds good. But I have a problem playing regular Pictionary because my drawing's so bad.
Oh, so you'd love this game.
Is that no? I think you're joking. I thought no. I'm right. I wouldn't enjoy this. I don't know.
It's really good fun.
No, it sounds
Definitely
good.
worth playing. So, yeah, those are our bits
I think
of
that's a good
advice for you,
selection.
That's a
Kate.
really good selection.
I think that'll
I'm
look.
excited about Christmas.
Yeah, no, I'm psyched about this. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the candy man at Christmas.
Yeah, so I think next week we should probably discuss Christmas gifts.
Yeah,
We're going
that's
to
a
do a
good
big
one.
Christmas gift episode. We're going to give you some advice on what you might
This would be a
want
good one for,
to
like,
buy for people or ask for.
Girlfriends and boyfriends of a nerd.
Yeah, and it'll probably be last minute because it's going to come out very near. No, it's going to come out on the 21st.
21st,
Yeah,
perfect.
next week's one. So
Don't buy anything yet. Is what my advice
wait
is.
until the very last minute.
Wait
like-
till the
like we
21st.
do,
Listen to this podcast when it comes out,
and get
next
Amazon
week.
Prime so you can
and
buy
then
it all.
you need to
and
just.
get it
There's gonna be a race. As soon as this comes out, people will be going to the store getting
Yeah.
these items. So make sure you're in your car when it comes out.
Yeah.
You're good to go wherever you need to go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so episode 2. I think it was our Empire Strike Back. I don't think it was. What was the other one you said?
Aliens and Short Circuit.
Short Circuit. This is no Short Circuit 2. This is definitely an Aliens.
Short Circuit 2 is better than Short Circuit 1.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying it was a bad.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, so.
What's a bad second film? Can we compare it to?
Oh man, there's so many. Why are they not? Terminator 2.
Toy Story 2. They're all good.
Thor 2. That was shocking.
No, it's better than Thor 1 in my opinion.
Oh, dude, you are mad.
Are either of them any good?
No.
To be honest? No. Not worth it.
Iron Man 2.
I like Iron Man.
Yeah, I do
like.
too.
Yeah, but Iron Man 2 was worse than number 1.
Probably.
Iron Man's arguably the best Marvel film.
Okay, that's
Next
another
to
topic.
Guardians.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our this is not our Iron Man 2. This is our Godfather Part 2 part of the podcast.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Now we have to talk about the third in a series.
Oh god. Okay, let's do some research.
Return
now.
of the Jedi.
Until next week.
Yes.
Goodbye. This
Bye.
is Get
Thanks,
Out
guys. My head.
Podcast.
And emails can be sent to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Send your emails in to getoutmyheadpodcast@gmail.com.
Nice. All right.
Talk to you in a week.
Yeah, new episodes every Wednesday.
Bye.